We are now cutting across to Tokyo, where the leaders of US and Japan are holding a briefing.
The alliance. Based upon the notion that our alliance is the very foundation for regional peace, stability, and prosperity, we agreed that Japan and the United States will continue to collaborate with like-minded nations, including Australia and India, to promote a free and open Indo-Pacific. Further, we reconfirmed the strong commitment of the United States regarding defense of Japan using all types of U.S. forces, including nuclear. Second, we conducted extensive discussion on the regional strategic environment. On the situation in China, we agreed on the recognition that China's behavior, where inconsistent with the existing international order, presents various challenges to the alliance and the international community. We remain opposed to any unilateral action that seeks to change the status quo, including in the East and South China Seas. We share serious concerns over the China Coast Guard law. On regional strategic environment, we reconfirmed the application of Article 5 of our Security Treaty on the Senkaku Islands and confirmed our continued opposition to any unilateral action that seeks to undermine Japan's administration of these islands. Further, we confirmed the importance of peace and stability of the Taiwan Straits. Further, as we strive for realization of complete denuclearization of North Korea, we confirmed the importance of complete implementation of UNSC resolutions and confirmed that cooperation will continue amongst the three countries, Japan, US, and ROK, in addition to the bilateral cooperation with the United States. Further, U.S. full support was gained after confirming the importance of early resolution of the abduction issue. Thirdly, in light of this very difficult security environment, we agreed to further reinforce our collaboration for deterrence and response capability of the alliance. Further, at the timing when various policy reviews are underway in the United States, we were able to meticulously coordinate the strategies and policies of both nations. We confirmed that partnership will continue to bolster extended deterrence and confirmed the deepening of cross-domain cooperation, including space and cyber. At this 2+2, we also agreed on the importance of maintaining the deterrence of the alliance and at the same time reducing the impact of the local community in Okinawa. Especially in order to avoid the indefinite use of Futena Air Station, we confirmed that construction of the replacement facility in Hennepo is the only solution. Further, I also again requested the U.S. side for safe operation and smooth response to incidents and accidents by paying maximum consideration to the impact to the local community by the USFJ. And also we made public a joint statement. And based upon the discussions and the joint statement, both governments will embark upon more specific work towards strengthening of our alliance. And then the next 2+2 will be held by the end of the year to confirm the outcome and deliverables. I look forward to further achieving progress in our alliance with Secretary Blinken and Secretary Austin. I now will hand over to Secretary Blinken, Minister Kishi, and Secretary Austin in that order.
It's your turn. Toshi, thank you so very much, and good afternoon, everyone. I just want to start by thanking our hosts, Foreign Minister Motegi, Defense Minister Kishi, and everyone behind the scenes who helped make this visit such a success. I'm very pleased that we've been able to represent the United States alongside Secretary of Defense Austin, whose commitment to the security of our country and our allies is unsurpassed. There's a reason that he and I came to Japan for the first cabinet-level in-person overseas travel of the Biden-Harris administration, because this alliance matters deeply to the United States and to Japan. And after today, I feel very confident in saying it is stronger than ever. Together, we're addressing core security concerns, including North Korea's nuclear weapons program and maritime security across the region as well. We're tackling other urgent issues facing our countries, including COVID-19, climate change, cybersecurity. And in each of these areas, we are dealing together with issues that affect the lives of our citizens. That's our focus. We're also standing together in support of our shared values. We believe in democracy and human rights, the rule of law, because we've seen how our own countries are stronger because we adhere to those values, and because they're under threat in many places, including in this region. In Burma, the military is attempting to overturn the results of a democratic election and is brutally repressing peaceful protesters. And China uses coercion and aggression to systematically erode autonomy in Hong Kong, undercut democracy in Taiwan, abuse human rights in Xinjiang and Tibet, and assert maritime claims in the South China Sea that violate international law. We're united in the vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific region, where countries follow the rules, cooperate whenever they can, and resolve their differences peacefully. And in particular, we will push back if necessary when China uses coercion or aggression to get its way. As we've discussed today, the Indo-Pacific region is increasingly the center of global geopolitics. It's where so much of the history of the 21st century is going to be written. There are competing visions for how that story should go. Japan and the United States, together with our allies and partners, will be strong advocates for our shared approach, grounded in our values and our joint commitment to the security and well-being of all our people. This will be the message we reiterate later this week in Seoul, when Secretary Austin and I will meet our counterparts in the Republic of Korea. As we discussed today, greater trilateral cooperation among all three of our countries will make us stronger. Secretary Austin and I are charged with ensuring that our national security and foreign policy delivers for the American people. There's no doubt that the work we've done today meets that test. The people of the United States share bonds of friendship and family with the people of Japan. We've stood together in tough times, like 10 years ago, when the devastating 3/11 earthquake struck. We join you now in remembering those who were lost. And we look ahead. We look ahead to the future together with confidence that the friendship between our countries will endure, but not only endure, it will grow. And together we will build a stronger, healthier future for all of our people. Thank you for having us here today.
Minister Kishi? Yes, thank you very much. At the outset, I would like to again extend our appreciations to the Operation Tomodachi by the U.S. forces as we commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Great East Japan earthquake. The Japanese people and the self-defense force, land, ground, maritime, and air will never forget the relief activities and humanitarian assistance by the U.S. forces. It's been 2 years since the last 2+2 meeting, and the security environment has greatly changed. Furthermore, we are in the midst of our battle against the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite that, in the surrounding areas of Japan in the Indo-Pacific, unilateral action that seeks to change the status quo by force and introduction of advanced military technology has not ceased. In fact, these trends are accelerating. And in the midst of such security environment, before ministers responsible for defense and foreign policy of the United States and Japan got together to reconfirm the importance of the alliance and agreed that we will be engaged in the bolstering of the alliance. That was very meaningful. At the meeting on regional strategic environment, I mentioned the China Coast Guard law that was enacted most recently, and presented my strong concern of the increased activities of the China Coast Guard recently and stronger partnership with the military forces, and this was agreed by all 4 ministers. We must not allow the Coast Guard law to undermine the legitimate interests of relevant nations, including Japan, and it is absolutely unacceptable if the law were to elevate tension in the waters including the East China Sea and the South China Sea. I am of the determination to protect Japanese territory by use of all means, and I also asserted the importance of peace and stability over the Taiwan Straits. On the strengthening of deterrence and response capability of the alliance, in order to strengthen our defense and to bolster our alliance, I explained that we continue to build up multi-domain defense force under the National Defense Program guidelines. Further, since cross-domain initiatives are important in our relationship, we agree to further promote cooperation in the domains of space and cyber, with difficulty in the security environment increasing. In order for the U.S. forces and the self-defense force to serve their missions, we agreed on the notion of the necessity to engage in more sophisticated bilateral as well as multilateral exercises. The U.S. forces and self-defense force gaining high capability through exercises and demonstrating that they are acting together are important from the perspective of deterrence and response capability of our alliance. That is my view. On the transformation of the U.S. forces, the 4 ministers welcomed the progress and reconfirmed that the current agreement will be implemented. On the construction of the Futena replacement facility, we again confirmed that relocation to Hennepo is the only solution to avoid the indefinite use of Futena Air Station. I also briefed them on the progress of Landfill, and the 4 ministers agreed that we will work hard for early completion of the work. In addition, I also updated my colleagues on the progress in the Fclp facilities. Based upon the discussions that have taken place today, I look forward to further bolstering the deterrence and response capability of our alliance with Secretary Austin and Secretary Blinken. While the administration is still young, the secretaries have been kind enough to visit us physically despite the pandemic. And again, my deepest appreciations to the 2 secretaries.
Well, thank you all for coming. I'd like to start by thanking Minister Motegi and Minister Kishi for being gracious hosts. And I thank the Japanese people for their incredibly warm hospitality. I'd also like to thank Secretary Blinken for his leadership and for the opportunity to work together as we share President Biden's message of our strong commitment to reinvigorating our alliances and partnerships around the globe. The U.S.-Japan alliance, in particular, is the cornerstone of our Indo-Pacific strategy and is absolutely critical in supporting a free and open region. And today's 2+2 engagement charts an effective course for our alliance, and I was pleased with our discussions on how we can further strengthen our bonds to seize the opportunities and address the challenges that we face together. As you have heard, we spoke on a number of issues to include our commitment to the denuclearization of North Korea and enhancing alliance capabilities across all domains and addressing aggressive and coercive behaviors from China, especially in the South and East China Seas. I know Japan shares our concerns with China's destabilizing actions, and as I have said before, China is a pacing challenge for the Department of Defense. And we know that competing in today's shifting global dynamics can only be done through the spirit of teamwork and cooperation, which are the hallmarks of our alliance with Japan. Our alliance remains resolute and resilient because of our shared values and history of shared sacrifices. 10 years ago, the Japanese people suffered a disaster of terrifying magnitude during the 3/11 East Japan earthquake. And U.S. and Japanese forces embodied the spirit of friendship that underpins our alliance in the ensuing Operation Tomodachi. And in the decades since, we have made great strides in strengthening the bonds between our people. And so as we stand by Japan during this moment of remembrance, I also offered my deepest condolences to Minister Kishi for the tragic accident in February where both of our nations lost 2 brave service members near Montgomery, Alabama. It is indeed a sober reminder of the sacrifices our men and women in uniform make defending our nations. And so today I want to thank the thousands of our service members who are standing shoulder to shoulder and arm in arm with their Japanese counterparts. They all work tirelessly to preserve peace and stability in this part of the world. And thanks to them and their families, we will always operate from a position of strength, ever ready to back up the hard work of diplomacy. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。それでは質問をお受けいたします。指名された方はスタンドマイクの前に進み出て、まず所属と名前を名乗り、誰に対する質問か明らかにした上で質問を行ってください。質問は簡潔にお願いいたします。それではまず日本のプレスの方から質問を受けます。はい、読売新聞西田さんお願いします。
読売新聞の西田です。よろしくお願いいたします。茂木大臣にお願いします。東アジア地域における安全保障環境が厳しくなる中、地域の平和と安定に向けた日本の貢献を求める声もありますが、日米同盟の強化に向けてどのような議論をされたのでしょうか。また日本として今後どういった貢献をしていくお考えでしょうか。お願いします。
On the alliance and what specific contribution is the Japanese government planning to make? At today's 2+2, based upon the recognition that our alliance is the very foundation of the regional peace, stability, and prosperity, we renewed our unwavering commitment to the alliance and agreed to deepen our partnership towards bolstering the deterrence and response capability of our alliance in light of the difficult security environment. Which side bears what? Rather than such a topic, in order to respond to such difficult circumstances, what roles should Japan and the United States play? That was more of a focal point as we try to coordinate our views. Specifically, as various policy reviews are underway in the United States, we agreed to meticulously coordinate our strategies and policies and measures, and to deepen cross-domain cooperation, including the space and cyber domains, and to strengthen collaboration to bolster extended deterrence and engage in practical drills and exercises from the perspective of maintaining operational readiness and deterrence. On top of that, we discussed not only regional situation, but challenges faced by the international community. Free and open Indo-Pacific must be realized. Climate change, COVID-19 pandemic. These are the challenges the global community faces. Japan and the United States must exercise leadership, and we need to also partner up with like-minded nations against those global challenges. Based upon today's discussion and the joint statement, more concrete tasks will be embarked upon for the strengthening of our alliance.
That is a press briefing by US and Japanese officials after the 2+2 meeting, and as expected, the key focus was China and the challenges presented by China in the East China Sea and the South China Sea. The focus was on a free and open Indo-Pacific region. Also, one of the key focus areas of this briefing was North Korea and the challenges posed by Pyongyang and its nuclear ambitions. Now, US officials had earlier said that they had been trying to reach out to Pyongyang ever since Joe Biden took oath as the US president, but they have received no response from North Korea, and the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula will again be a top focus when US officials head to Seoul after their Japan visit. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.